Genesis.
Hey, what's up? It's Genesis, and I hope you're doing well. In this video, I've got a really dumb challenge idea, and it involves all of these parts here in the wheel. As you can see, I've written down pretty much every integral part of a dubstep tune, in my opinion. You got kick, snare, clap, hi-hat, any other percussions, harmony synths, bass overtones, or the bass synths, sub-bass, riser, faller, and a skip. And the reason why I have it this way is because the idea of this challenge is to spin the wheel, and whatever we get, for example a kick drum, has to be paired with something else. I'm gonna write this down actually real quick. So after that we remove this from the list, and then we pick something else. Oh, we got a skip. Okay, so that's cool then. So what's supposed to happen is that for the first thing that we pick, which for me was a kick drum, we have to use a kick drum sample to create whatever is the next pick that we've got. For my case, it's a skip, so I can just use a kick drum as is. So that is a-okay, let's remove that. If we do another one of these, it'll make more sense. So let's see here. We're gonna use a sub bass to make a riser, okay. But this also means that we have to use riser samples to create a sub bass, which is going to be very interesting. So let's just keep going until there's no more items on the list. So we're going to have to use a bass overtone or like a bass synth and use it to make some percussions, okay. And also make basses out of percussions, so that's going to be interesting. Next one. So we have a harmony synth, and we're going to use harmony synths to make hi-hats. That's cool. And also have to turn hi-hats into harmony synths. And I mean, there's only two names there, so those are what's going to be the last pick. So a snare or clap has to be turned into a faller and vice versa. So pretty much I have to make like one half of a track with these pairings. So pretty much intro, build up, drop, and that's it. But just so you remember, the pairings are kick and skip. So kick is just going to be a kick. Sub and riser, bass overtones or bass synth and percussions, harmonic synths and hi-hats, snare or claps, and fallers. I'm not going to give myself a time limit because this is already pretty crazy. So we're just going to get going. I'm going to start a completely blank project file just so I can have the project file timer be accurate, because my template has a project file timer, and that way I can see how long I've spent on a project. So let's just begin. Let's get a kick drum. Sure, there's a kick. Boom. And that's done. We've got a kick. Next is to use a sub bass to create a riser. Now for these pairings, I want to use samples to start off with, just because I feel like I work better with samples in terms of sound design. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and find... There we go. Here's a sub I made in VCV Rack. We need to turn this into a riser. I think the easiest thing to do is first of all set the project file to 140. Actually no, I'm feeling 148 this time. Let's do that. Just going to warp it. And let's make a 4-bar long riser. Actually make it even longer. Change it to texture mode. Everything all the way down. So we get this cool kind of sound. And then we just turn the pitch up over time. Cool, we've got a riser. With a lot of texture to it. Sick. Let's do vocoder on it. And let's slowly increase that release time. This is very interesting. I don't really start off like this. I only start off with the drums. But this is a pretty cool idea. Washout rack. Actually, I don't need to. I've got this range here. Change it to 40. Give it a precise mode. have this slowly go up. Cool. And turn the release time all the way down. I'm gonna duplicate this, level up, format up, depth up, throw it down, so that we've got a cool texture. Sick. Don't need to use a washout rack anymore. I will use a wash and squash though, just to bring that volume up and give it some space. I don't need this anymore. Enhance on both of them. Actually, no, that's not. Cool. Let's use this for, I guess, this section right here. Lovely. What's next? Well, we have to make a sub out of a riser. So let's find a riser sample. I think I've made some before. Let's use this one that I made from a Serum 2 challenge, which was, I think that was my last video, so if you want to check that out, link will be in the description below. That's a cool waveform. So I'll just put that into a sampler and change it from a simpler to a sampler, sorry, and zoom in as far as we can. Snap off and loop it. Link. Oops. That's as far as that's gonna go, huh? I think that's cool. Gonna turn this mono though. Let's go to utility with this mono. And let's turn this pitch down. Where is it? Here. Actually, before I do any of that, I need to put a filter on it. Sick. Voices 1. Pitch. Let's have a glide on as well. But that does mean that the filter doesn't follow, which is going to be a massive problem. I think MPE will save us instead of using the slides. Let's try using... yeah, with overtones there. Sick. Now let's tune this up. We can precisely type in the amount of cents to bring it back down to 0. So instead of 3.9, we'll do minus 3.9. Even though it says 3, it goes exactly to 0. It's just that these units don't show the full decimal. So that's pretty neat. And let's tune this to C. There we go. I think we'll have to change the filter again just to be sure. There we go. And then we can turn this down. And have an attack. Pitch envelope. Just just a little bit. And to accompany that, we need to do the same for our filter. Let's put through some roar. And let's also have a volume envelope for this. Oops, the wrong thing. Sustain -8. Decay to about 1 second. Or more, actually. So the overtones bloom through that distortion. And go back down. Serial, and let's change this to something else. Cool. One more thing maybe. Let's use a decagon. This is my version of a disperser made from stock Ableton stuff. If you want this little device here and many more, you can get it for free on my Discord, link in the description below. Ooh. That's cool. Oh, that is sick. Let's add some... I think I can add some FM to it. Is this technically cheating because this is using an inbuilt oscillator within... Yeah, I'm not going to use it. I want to use purely the samples only, so that won't work. Let's just use erosion. So there's our sub, and let's not forget, I'm going to color it red, because that's my color for sub. Sick. Actually, I should be ticking off things that I've done already. So kick and skip can go away. Sub and riser is done now. So let's make a percussion out of a bass. Actually, let's do it the other way around, first of all, because I feel like that'll be more comfortable for me, using a percussion sound to create a bass. So I'll just use pretty much only my own samples. Let's do this. This one could be interesting. Let's turn it on warp, texture mode, and then mess around with this. Oh, that's already cool. There's a sound already. That's cool. Oh, that's sick. And then I'll have that be pitched down with a shifter to get some more overtones. There we go, sick. Spectral time, I haven't used this as much as I should. But it is cool. Vocoder. Let's put this through a corpus. I don't know what key we're gonna go for. Should I go for F or should I go for G? What does the sub sound best in? Ooh, this could be a C tune. Ooh, I've not really done anything with C before, or C sharp. Let's see how this sounds at C. I think C sharp should be the bass. Just to be safe. Oh! I like the growl that has. Let's go back to the sub for a second. Let's give this a little more love. There we go. So let's put this to C sharp then. Gain all the way down. Oh, the rest is still there. Let's just move it here. Let's do that just to give it some sense of tonality. Let's also use my guy Imperium or Blaze, my favorite steady riser that he made from stock stuff as well. Oh, that's crazy. He hasn't released any music yet, but you should, like, keep an eye on him, because he is absolutely insane. I'll put his links in the description if he has any. But yeah, check him out. So we've got one bass sound here. We can make some more. Let's try and make some more. Let's use this exact same sample, just to be sure. Warp this up. Oops. That's got a note to it. Let's see if I can find that note. That's already in C sharp, that's crazy. Nice. Let's turn this into something. Let's try using more spectral time stuff. Or maybe it doesn't even need spectral time. My disperser rack? Sick. Let's EQ this out now to make it sound like it's a bass. And give it a wash. Not wash, a squash. Or maybe just do this before everything actually. I think, yeah, let's just get rid of that instead. Sick. Let's put this through a phaser or flanger. I think flanger will be the killer here. Feedback up just a little bit, invert the phase. Sick. Put it through Blaze's Haas. That's crazy. Let's just do quarter note stuff for now. I'll literally just like... Whoa! I need to increase the release here. There's a clear signal delay, so I'll compensate that here. Let's tame this a little bit. So now we can use this as the pitch thing now. Lovely. I can think of a flow now. Sick. I should also delay this a little bit so it's swinging just a teensy bit. Let's put this at 60 and this at 20. I'll put a filter on here. Actually, I still haven't done the phaser. I'll duplicate this first and see what the phaser sounds like. Let's do a filter, let's turn this to a comb. Let this be a triangle. And the rate would be synced to 2 bars. Oh yeah, distort this a little bit. I think we need that roar, the drive built in here. Oh, that's crazy. Alright, lovely. Okay, so now I guess that's my overtones done. I need to make percussions out of the overtone basses now. I'll use, again, some of my own samples. I use some basses from my Audacity video, making a rhythm drop in Audacity. Again, link in the description below if you want to see that video. Let's do that here. I think this will be relatively easy to do. Yeah, that's that's pretty much it, man. So there we go, bass and percussion. Let's cross it out. I have to turn a harmonic sample or harmonic synth into a hi-hat and vice versa. So again, I'll look through my stuff. Let's see if I can like take something. Should I use a sample? Like a, you know, that could be cool. You know what, yeah, let's do that. Let's go to my very underrated sample pack. Or what I think is a very underrated sample pack. It's Visions. Where I create like entire compositions that can be used for samples and stuff. Let's use this one. Let's turn that into a hi-hat now. Let's do that. Yeah, hi-hat. That's a cool sound. Let's just boost it up now. Distort it a little bit and then put it through some EQ again, just so we can have more noisy overtones. Let's do that, just in case. Sick. Let's match the release and the decay. So that's the harmonic into a hi-hat. Now I need to turn a hi-hat into a harmonic synth. Oh, right. This is already taking up a lot of brain energy. Let's use this hi-hat from my drum bombs kit, which you can get from my Patreon store. Link in the description below. Let's turn this into something now. Turn to a sampler. Let's have it go both ways, so this drops it down an octave. Link and snap off. Sick, we've got this sound now. Let's put that through the tuner. Oh, there we go again. 3.9. So minus 3.9. And then let's tune this to C. And then we can turn this down in like octaves. Let's say 24. And let's get the filter going on. Release up. So we are in C sharp. Let's put this through spectral time. Cool. Actually, no spray. Maybe even no spectral time. Pitch envelope. That's a cool sound. Let's put this through some good old phaser flanger before everything. Slow down the rate, up the feedback, coarse ensemble, turn down the dry wet even more. Okay, nice. Put that through another wash and squash. Actually, you know what? I've already got the synth ready, so I don't need to think of an intro yet. I need to make a snare / clap into a faller and vice versa. I've done the harmony, synth, and hi-hat. So let's go ahead and get our faller. This is going to be relatively simple. Oh, this is going to be nice and simple. So I'll take this faller that I made in, I'm trying to remember which video that was. I think it was the one sample challenge video where I turned a triangle into everything else. If you want to see that video, again, link will be in the description below. This one's going to be relatively simple to do. Let's pick out a section where it accentuates those clap frequencies. Like around here. Just make it shorter. And then distort the crap out of it. And that's pretty much my clap. Saturator, EQ. Put it down there to be safe. And probably pick a different section here. Sick. Put that through a hybrid reverb. There we go. Just to give it something. Sick, and then everything should go through a saturator. Let's tame that kick drum. Oh, that hi-hat's crazy sounding. Sick. So let's just quickly write down a drum groove here. It's gonna do this. We've got the claps here. Kick, clap, hi-hat. Actually, this is the oh my days. Let's just do this. No. Sick. Let's turn that percussion sound down. Let's give this some love. And also give the main or the master some love, aka just a play it all saturated for EDM stuff. No need to go too crazy. Hi-hat's way too loud. It's also pretty dry, so let's put it through something. Hybrid reverb. Sick. Let's also set this stereo image right with it, so let's use the house rack again. That's crazy. Huh. Let's do some variations. Let's change this up. Alright, let's make a faller out of a snare or clap real quick, so I'll do that right now. Actually, I'll use a MIDI track instead of a audio track for this one. And let's use one of my claps. This clap could have just been used as itself, but oh man, for the sake of this challenge I can't do that. Here we go. Let's change this to a sampler. And it's gonna make a long clip here. C, legato. And let's turn this into a oh, I can't automate that. Let's do this. And then on the MIDI, let's change the pitch. What was this? Pitch bend. Pitch bend to a lot. And let's put this from really high to really low to make a faller. Let's reverse this actually. Can I reverse it? That's a cool sound. Wash and squash it. Sustain all the way down. Let's see how long this section is. It is 12 seconds, almost 13. So let's make the K like 14 seconds. And let's put this through a vocoder. And also a pitch shifter, frequency shifter. Let's also put this through a filter here. Alright, let's think of an intro, and then I'm going to call it because this is taking up too much of my brain power right now. I've already got the synth I made earlier. So we're in minor. Sick, I'll do that actually. Do that better. Do that. Let's put this to quantize everything. Whoa, what the? Correcting for everything as well. Let's put this to a shifter as well in this group. Let's do this real quick. Make a dry wet chain. Right, you know what? I think that's going to be it. It's almost been an hour, and I've got morning shift tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm probably just going to wrap this up right now. This took a lot of brain power. Ooh-wee. Just a reminder of what this challenge was. I had a wheel full of crucial elements in the track, like a kick, snare or clap, hi-hat, etc, everything. And I spun the wheel. From each pair of outcomes of that wheel, I would have to sound design those elements from each other. So for example, I had a pairing of a sub and a riser, so I turned a sub sample into a riser, and in the vice versa, I turned a riser into a sub. I've turned a faller sample into a clap, and I've turned a clap into a faller, and etc, etc. But yeah, this is pretty much it. If you want to get sounds I made from this project file, they'll be in my Patreon, link in the description below. And speaking of Patreon members, thank you to all my free Patreon members for showing your support. Much love to my tier 1 patrons on the screen right now for supporting the channel directly. And I'd also like to shout out, and I'm sorry if I pronounced any of your names wrong, to Marqua, Delta Rose, LifeX Earth, Any10, iWrite, and Ethan Dyer for being my highest tier patrons. You're absolute legends. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video around. All my links are in the description below. This includes my Discord, Patreon, merch, and more. Once again, thanks a lot for watching, and stay creative. See you in a bit.